Ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest, when real affection takes over, the body speaks louder than words ever could. Even the most confident souls start slipping their charm. It becomes uncontrollable. And if you're paying attention, you'll catch every delicious clue. So here it is, the 10 flirty behaviors that no man can ever hide when he's falling deeply. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but when love is in the air, they become magnets. Even in a room full of people, those eyes always circle back to you, soft, slow, holding just a second too long. There's a way a man looks at a woman he deeply craves, and it's not loud or obvious, it's dangerously subtle. You'll feel it before you fully notice it. That gaze that doesn't just glance, it lingers. His pupils dilate slightly. His eyes slow down around you. He sees you in a way that makes your breath catch, and yet he hasn't even said a word. That's not by accident. That's a body reacting before the mind can filter it. That's desire leaking through discipline. He may be composed, calm, smooth even, but something always betrays him. When you're in the room, his attention shifts not dramatically, but with a quiet obsession. He scans your face like he's memorizing it. Like every curve of your mouth is a secret he wants to keep tucked in the back of his mind. He notices the little things, the way you sip, how you move, the rhythm in your laugh. And it's not just about beauty, it's the way your presence does something to his system. He's hooked on your frequency. A man in love doesn't always speak his truth. Sometimes it shows up in the silence between his stares, in those seconds where your eyes meet and he doesn't look away fast enough. That extra beat he stays locked into your gaze, that's where his truth lies. It's not about dominance. It's not about charm. It's about craving, the kind of craving that feels heavy in the chest and warm in the groin. He wants you, not just your body, your energy, your warmth, your world. He'll look at you like he's undressing something far deeper than your clothes. It's not perverse, it's potent. There's reverence in it. Almost like he's not just thinking about what it would feel like to have you in his arms, he's thinking about what it would feel like to be safe inside your presence. Inside your softness, inside your emotional rhythm, and that kind of look, it's never accidental. You'll catch him when he thinks you're not watching. That's when it's the most raw, that unguarded second when you turn your head and he freezes. There's no shame in it, just vulnerability he didn't expect to show. His body always speaks first. The lips may stay silent, but the stare, that's his confession. And the longer it lingers, the louder it becomes. There's a different tension that builds in the room when he's around you. It's not the kind you feel in words. It's thick, slow, electric. You'll notice he watches how you speak, how your lips form words, how your throat moves when you swallow, how your chest rises when you laugh. He's trying to keep it together, to stay respectful, but he's also unraveling, and the worst part, he wants to unravel. That's the danger, that's the pull. He may lean back, act relaxed, but his eyes betray him. They're hungry, starving even, not just for touch but for closeness, for access. He wants to explore not just your skin, but your mind, your past, your moods. He wants to learn your rhythm like a secret melody. He watches you like a song that only he hears. That's when you know it's real, because lust is loud, but obsession, it whispers, and if you walk away, if you turn from him even briefly, he follows you with his eyes like a man chasing a dream. It's not casual, it's carved intention. It's slow like the first button undone, like the edge of a breath before a kiss that never comes. He's on the edge, and you don't even have to do anything. Just be. Just exist. That's the power you hold. You may think he's shy, or just thoughtful, but that gaze, that silent undressing, that emotional foreplay happening through his eyes, that's not fear, that's reverence. It's a man letting his guard slip without realizing it. A man surrendering to what he's feeling, even if he doesn't say a single word. The stare tells you everything the mouth won't. Because when a man is truly drawn to you body, soul, and in between he stops looking at you like a woman and starts seeing you as an experience, one he wants to taste, explore, and slowly fall into. His eyes will beg before his hands ever do, and that, darling, is where all the power begins. You know he wants you when he starts drifting into your space like gravity is pulling him in. There's no announcement, no grand gesture. He doesn't ask for permission, he just keeps getting closer. Inch by inch, conversation after conversation, his body begins to betray his deeper desires. He wants to be near. He wants to feel your warmth, even through layers of silence. He starts leaning in when you talk. Like the sound of your voice alone isn't enough, he needs to feel it vibrate between you. It's the subtle shifts that speak the loudest. Watch him. His posture changes. He might angle his knees toward you without realizing it. His hand rests closer to yours than necessary. He laughs and lightly touches your arm, but not for attention, for connection. It's not just physical. It's instinctual. It's the kind of pull that can't be scripted. His body is trying to write a language his mouth can't quite speak yet. He doesn't want a spotlight on it. He doesn't want you to call it out. But you'll feel it, that tension when your skin is almost touching. That hesitation right before he closes the gap. That way he hovers near your side like he's trying to become part of your atmosphere. And if you move even slightly closer, he doesn't retreat. He welcomes it. That's not just attraction. That's a man whose self-control is being undone by quiet craving. His presence becomes more frequent. It feels like he's always around, not in a loud way, not flooding your space, but filling it. He wants to be part of your routine without making it obvious. He lingers after conversations. He offers to help with things that don't need helping. He looks for excuses to stay a little longer, to make physical proximity feel natural. But underneath it, there's one goal: closeness. The kind of closeness that lets him breathe in your essence without crossing any lines. Yet, this is where the dance begins. He leans in to whisper something that doesn't need to be whispered. He steps behind you just close enough that you feel his presence before you hear him speak. His fingertips might graze your back as he passes by, subtle but deliberate. It's not a touch that demands anything. It's a touch that awakens something, a quiet heat, a growing pulse, a shared knowing. And when he sits beside you, notice the space or lack of it. Some men sit with distance, others with desire. He'll choose the second. He'll take the seat that lets his thigh brush yours just slightly, like he needs to feel the edges of your body to remember he's still grounded. And if you shift, so does he. His movements mirror yours, not as a trick, but because his entire focus is attuned to your rhythm. He's sinking, slowly, deeply. When a man is falling into you, his body forgets the rules. He forgets to stay cool. He stops trying to look unaffected. He'll hover near your doorway when the night is over, not quite leaving. He wants you to notice that he's hesitating, that something unspoken is holding him in place. Maybe it's the scent of you in the air. Maybe it's the memory of your voice. Maybe it's the way his body feels better next to yours than it does anywhere else. And when the moment is right, not rushed, not planned, he might finally let that closeness turn into contact. His hand might find the small of your back when no one's watching. His fingers may trace yours like he's learning how you feel without fully holding you. He doesn't want to devour. He wants to savor. He's studying you, listening to your breaths, responding to your unspoken yes or unspoken pause. That's not just chemistry. That's emotional foreplay. This kind of closeness isn't about control. It's about surrender. It's a man choosing to be near because the space next to you has become more comforting than the space alone, because the heat between your bodies feels safer than the cold logic in his head, because your nearness quiets everything else. When you notice him getting closer, don't doubt it. Don't brush it off as coincidence. His body is writing stories his mouth isn't brave enough to tell yet. And if you feel that tingle when he's near, that rush low in your belly, That warmth in your chest, it's because his craving is speaking directly to your core, not rushing, not forcing, just asking, silently, to stay near enough to feel what words can't hold. There's a way he looks at you when he thinks you aren't watching, like his eyes are trying to memorize every part of you. It's not the stare of a man who's curious. It's the gaze of someone who's already hooked, who's lingering in the fantasy of you, who's wondering how it would feel to trace the outline of your mind just as much as your curves. You can sense it in the way his eyes pause on your lips mid-conversation, not because you said something shocking, but because he's imagining what it might feel like to silence you with a kiss that doesn't ask for permission. He doesn't say it, but the way he watches you, it speaks louder than any confession. His glances aren't just accidental. They're deliberate hesitations, quiet betrayals of a man trying to stay composed. He holds your stare just a second longer than he should. He looks away too late, like he didn't want to, like breaking that eye contact was more difficult than he thought. That's not just interest. That's thirst wrapped in respect. That's longing dressed as restraint. What gives him away is what he tries to hide. That slight tension in his jaw when you're near. The way his fingers twitch like they're craving permission to explore more than just conversation. He's imagining moments where words fall away, where breath becomes the only language, where silence is seductive, not awkward. Every time he looks at you, he's undressing you layer by layer, but not just your clothes. Your emotions, your fears, your defenses. He's trying to get underneath it all without rushing the moment. Even when others are around, his attention filters through the noise. His eyes always find you, like you're his safe zone in a crowded room. You're not just seen, you're studied, not just admired. You're desired, and not in a way that's loud or boastful. No, his desire is quiet, but intense. It's the kind of heat that doesn't need fire to burn. It simmers low, slow, steady, like a secret that only your body knows how to read. He watches the way you move, not just for the beauty of it, but to learn the rhythm of your energy. He notices the way you laugh, how your hands gesture when you're excited, the softness in your voice when you're vulnerable. He's not just seeing you, he's absorbing you, and every detail becomes a part of his private fantasy. Every smile you share etches itself deeper into the corners of his mind, and without saying a word, he's telling you he wants more. There's something magnetic in the way he studies you. It's not lust alone. It's a craving for closeness. He's imagining slow mornings where your breath is still warm on his chest, late nights where neither of you say anything, but your limbs find each other like puzzle pieces. He's not just fantasizing about your body. He's wondering how your skin feels against his at 2 a.m. when the world is quiet, and all that exists is the music of two heartbeats trying to sync. His glances speak of what his mouth can't say yet. They're heavy, weighted with what-ifs and almosts. They dance across your face and settle on your mouth, not because he's trying to seduce, but because he's resisting the urge to. He wants to know how you taste, but more than that, how you feel in that intimate pause between one breath and the next, when nothing needs to be spoken and everything is understood. This isn't about being watched, it's about being wanted in a way that feels sacred. When a man starts looking at you like this, you feel it in your stomach first, a slow, warm flutter, then in your chest, where your heart thuds a little harder than before, and finally in that private part of you that knows the difference between attention and affection, between a man who plays and a man who prays for a chance to be chosen not just in daylight, but in every hour that lives in shadows and whispers. You don't have to question it when his eyes keep finding you, when his gaze lowers when your voice softens, when his body becomes still because your presence just entered the room. These aren't coincidences. They are confessions without sound, and if you look closely, if you pay attention to how he watches. Not just when you're dolled up, but even when you're quiet, raw, unfiltered. You'll see the truth. He doesn't just want you. He yearns for the version of you that you only show in the dark, when love is no longer public and intimacy becomes a language spoken in sighs. There's something electric in the way he touches you, even in the most innocent moments. It's never rushed, never clumsy. There's a thoughtfulness behind his fingers, like he's tracing a map he never wants to finish reading. His hand brushes yours, and it lingers just long enough to make you wonder if he felt the spark too, or if he's been holding it in far longer than you imagine. He's not grabbing, he's not claiming, he's inviting, asking without words, can I explore this connection deeper? And when he places his hand on your back as you walk, it's not just guidance, it's possession laced with subtle desire. It's protective and passionate all at once. He doesn't need to say anything. That touch says, I see you, I feel you, I want you close. And not just close for now, close in the kind of way that suggests he's ready to memorize your heartbeat, to learn the rhythm of your skin, to read your body like a language he wants to become fluent in. It's never random. His touch carries weight, whether it's on your waist when no one else is watching, or the way his thumb traces circles on your knee while you talk. It's all deliberate, gentle, but loaded with undertones. Every time his hand finds you, it whispers of late night entanglements, slow, burn conversations in the dark, and quiet moments where bodies don't just collide. They connect. He might wrap his arm around you on a couch, but he's not focused on comfort. He's tuning into your warmth. His fingers might stroke your arm like they're testing how your skin reacts to him, checking if your body hums at his touch the way his does at yours. There's tension. They're not the uncomfortable kind, but the kind that builds anticipation. You feel safe, yes, but you also feel seen in a way that makes your pulse skip a beat. What sets it apart is how present he becomes when he's near you, the way his body responds to yours, the slight pull when you shift closer, the hush in his breathing when his palm rests against your thigh just a little longer than needed. It's in those moments you realize this isn't about casual contact. This is craving hidden behind tenderness, a hunger dressed in restraint, and he's not trying to devour. He wants to savor. Sometimes he doesn't even touch you fully. He'll hover his fingers just above your skin, as if the air between you two is charged. And you'll feel it, like static dancing along your nerve endings, teasing you, making you wonder what it would be like if he let go of the self-control he clearly struggles to keep. You can see it in his expression when your legs brush under the table, or your shoulders meet when sitting side by side. His eyes darken just slightly, his breath catches, and yet he keeps it slow, intimate, intentional. And then there are those late night conversations, the ones where he lies beside you, propped up on an elbow, his fingers absent, mindedly tracing shapes into your skin. He won't say much, but his touch will say everything. That he's dreaming of places on you he hasn't explored yet, that he's wondering if you notice how his fingers slow down when he reaches a soft spot, that he's fantasizing not about the act, but the aftermath. The quiet, tangled, breathless silence after the storm, the part where nothing is said but everything is felt. When a man loves you deeply, his body speaks before his lips ever do. His touch becomes a love letter, and every brush, graze, and stroke is a sentence. It's not just passion, it's patience, not just chemistry, but curiosity. He's not reaching for your body to get something. He's reaching because he already feels something, a connection, a pull, a desire not to claim, but to melt into. And if you ever doubt it, watch what happens when you pull away, the slight shift in his energy, the way his hand tries to find yours again, the way his body leans toward yours like a magnet, that subtle need, barely spoken, that says, "Come back, I wasn't done feeling you." Because when his heart is all in, his touch becomes a language of its own. And every time he brushes against you, he's not just touching your skin. He's whispering to your soul. Have you ever caught him just listening? Really listening? It's not the kind of listening where he's waiting to respond. It's the kind where his eyes lock on yours, absorbing every word like it's his lifeline. When a man loves you, he doesn't just hear you, he feels you. He listens with more than his ears. He listens with his heart, his soul, his entire being. It's a different kind of attention, a kind that goes beyond the surface and digs deep, unearthing the hidden parts of you that others might miss. Every word that leaves your lips is a treasure to him. He leans in closer, not just physically, but emotionally. His mind, his focus, everything about him hones in on what you're saying. It's not about agreeing with everything you say. It's about understanding the layers behind those words. He wants to know the unspoken truth, the feelings tucked beneath the sentences. The silence between your words becomes more telling than anything you could say aloud. And the way he pauses before responding, the way his voice dips lower when he speaks to you, it's all an invitation to step into a deeper connection, a bond that transcends the verbal. In those moments, you can feel it, that invisible thread between you two, tightening ever so slightly. His attention isn't just a fleeting glance, it's a presence. It's the kind of presence that wraps around you like a warm blanket on a cold night, pulling you in without a word. It's in the way he remembers the little things you've said weeks or even months ago. The tiny details that most people forget, but to him, they're carved into his memory like a precious secret he keeps only for you. When a man loves you, he becomes consumed by the nuances of your being. He's not just focusing on your opinions or your preferences. He's diving into the deeper waters of your emotions, the ones you might not even fully understand yourself. The way your eyes light up when you talk about your passions, the way your voice shakes when you're nervous, the way your face softens when you speak about something you truly care about. He notices all of it. And more than that, he remembers it. He doesn't forget. The small things, they matter to him because they matter to you. But here's where it gets even more interesting. His listening doesn't just come with observation. It comes with action. You'll notice him doing little things that reflect what he's heard from you. Maybe he remembers that one restaurant you've been dying to try, or he plans a spontaneous date that aligns with your interests. He's not doing it to impress you. He's doing it because he's been paying attention. He's been absorbing who you are, and now he's reflecting that back in the most thoughtful ways. And there's this undeniable pull you feel when you're with him in those moments. It's more than attraction. It's a magnetic connection that doesn't need words to sustain itself. It's in the way he reaches for your hand in the middle of a conversation, as if he wants to make sure you know that your thoughts, your feelings, your voice are never far from his mind. Every touch, every glance, every moment of quiet that you share, it's all an affirmation, a quiet promise that he's in this for the long haul. It's when you look into his eyes and you realize he's not just hearing your words. He's listening to your heart, the beat of your pulse, the rhythm of your desires, and there's this subtle shift in the air, like something is about to change. Something deeper, something more intimate. You don't need to say a word. You don't need to spell it out for him. His attentiveness tells you everything you need to know. His love isn't something he simply says. It's something he shows in the way he listens and how he responds to every part of you, without rushing, without forcing, without trying to take. As his attention deepens, so does the trust. You begin to feel safe with him, like you can be vulnerable in ways you've never been before. You no longer have to hide pieces of yourself, because in his attentive gaze you see nothing but acceptance. He listens to the things you've never voiced, the things you've kept locked away in your soul, and instead of backing away, he leans in closer. He doesn't judge. He doesn't make you feel exposed. He makes you feel understood. And it's this kind of listening that lays the foundation for everything else. It's the quiet, unspoken promise that his attention is yours, not because you've asked for it, but because you've earned it. Because he values not just the person you present, but the one you are beneath the surface. And when a man loves you this deeply, his listening becomes a reflection of his devotion, an invitation to explore everything you've ever wanted to be together. In every conversation, every pause, every shared look, you feel it, that constant, unbreakable connection, his desire to be close to you, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. It's a bond forged through patience, through understanding, through a silent language only the two of you can speak. And it's this that keeps pulling you closer, that keeps you coming back for more. Because when a man listens like this, you can't help but fall deeper for him. You feel seen, you feel heard, you feel like you're the only one that matters, and that kind of attention, it's the kind of love that changes everything. There's something about the way he looks at you when the world feels distant, like you're the only two people who exist in that moment. It's not just a glance, it's a gaze that lingers, almost as if he's trying to capture the very essence of you. You can feel it, can't you? The electricity that charges the air between you when he focuses solely on you. Every shift in his body, every subtle movement, is as if he's pulling you in closer without even needing to speak. His eyes, those eyes, have a language of their own. It's the kind of gaze that says more than words ever could, saying I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. Have you ever caught him staring just for a moment and wondered what was going on behind that look? It's not just admiration, it's curiosity, it's hunger. He's not just watching you. He's studying you, savoring the way your lips curve when you smile, the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love. He wants to know more, and every time you look back, you see that he's never quite finished. His gaze tells you that there's always more to uncover, always something deeper to discover. It's a silent invitation, a challenge even to peel back the layers and allow him to see the parts of you that you might not even show yourself. And when you talk, he listens, not just with his ears, but with every part of him. His posture changes, his face softens. You can feel his attention becoming laser, focused on you, as if the rest of the world fades into the background. It's as though your voice is the only melody playing, and he's entranced by every note. When he's really into you, those moments of silence, those pauses between sentences, feel loaded with meaning. He doesn't rush you. He lets the quiet moments hang in the air, as if waiting for you to fill them with something deeper. And maybe, just maybe, you do. His body language becomes another layer of the conversation. You'll notice how he moves just slightly closer, not because he has to, but because he wants to. It's that subtle inch that says more than words could ever do, and even when there's distance, you can feel his presence next to you. When he's near, it's like the space between you two is magnetic. He doesn't have to reach for you. His body just naturally gravitates toward yours. It's not just the way he touches you, but the way he lets you in, lets you feel his heartbeat when your bodies are close. It's how he instinctively leans in when you talk, his ear turned toward you like he can't stand to miss a single word. And then there's the tension, the energy between you two that crackles like static electricity, building as the moments pass. When he looks at you like this, he's not thinking about what's next. He's focused on the now, on the way you make him feel. There's a quiet intensity that speaks volumes, even without a single word being spoken. But here's the catch: this kind of attention isn't easily given. It's reserved for those who can hold his gaze, those who, just by being themselves, draw him in. When he looks at you, it's not just about what he sees, it's about what you make him feel, and it's not just about the physical pull either, it's about something deeper, something more primal. His attraction to you goes beyond looks, beyond charm. It's an energy that flows between you two, a silent understanding that your souls have somehow found each other in this vast, chaotic world. And there's the way his eyes soften when he looks at you in moments of vulnerability. That's when you truly see it, when he's not distracted by the world around him, when all of his focus is solely on you. It's like the walls come down. He doesn't need to hide. You see him in his most raw, unguarded state. The way his gaze becomes more intense, but not in a demanding way, more like a question. He wants to know more, explore more, but not just the physical parts of you. He wants to dive into the depths of who you are, the very core of your being, to know what makes you laugh, what makes you dream, what makes you feel alive, and what happens when you return that gaze. When you let your own eyes meet his with the same depth, the same understanding, it's like two worlds colliding. The unspoken connection becomes palpable. You feel the heat, the tension, the undeniable bond that keeps drawing you in. When you stare back into his eyes, you're telling him without words that you're not afraid to go deeper. You're not afraid to explore the unknown parts of yourself with him. You begin to realize that this kind of connection isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's intellectual. It's spiritual. His gaze is like an invitation to peel back the layers, to uncover every hidden part of yourself, and show him who you truly are. And as much as you may think you know him, there's always more. Always something new in those eyes that keep you coming back for more. That intensity, it's not a fleeting thing. It's a promise that when he loves you fully, and when he looks at you, he's not just seeing the surface. He's seeing into your soul. He's telling you without a word that he's ready to dive deeper, explore further, and discover all the hidden treasures that lie within you. And the longer you hold his gaze, the more you realize this is just the beginning.